Okay, welcome to the second of the videos that we're going to sort of work on here today. Remember that first one is your motion tween. I just want to quickly sort of take a look at this. This is the folder that I saved the motion tween, the .fla file. The Swift file, remember when I did control test movie, that file was just sort of created and started playing there in Flash. Note that it sort of goes into the same folder that you created your .fla file. If you want to sort of realize the difference between these two files, your Flash file is your file that has kind of everything, the timeline, and the Swift file is just when we double click on that, it's this sort of compact file. We can't edit this file. These are simply sort of the compressed files that show us the animation. So generally speaking, these Swift files are the files that I want you to be sort of handing in to me. Occasionally I'll ask for a .fla file, especially if you're having a problem. With that said, if you're having a problem with Flash and you want to email me a file, make sure you always email me the .fla file. Please do not hand in the .fla files. I don't want them. They're not really sort of useful in terms of me grading and sort of taking a look at what you've done. Now, second thing we're going to do here, and this one's going to be a little quicker and easier actually, this is called a shape tween. This is going to be a little bit different in the sense that we're going to do this directly on the stage. There's going to be other opportunities to do shape tweens as movie clips and as more complex elements. For now, we're going to do a very, very simple shape tween and make a Swift out of it. So I've sort of skipped, as I often will, steps 1 through 3, open Flash. I'm going to create an ActionScript 3.0 file. And then it says choose the oval tool in the toolbox. This is the tool we use to make our green circle. Okay. And then it says draw a circle on the stage, right on the stage. We're not dealing with the library or the symbol this time. I'm just going to quickly, to differentiate from the last exercise, change the fill color there. And I'm going to hold down the shift, and I'm going to create a red circle down there in the bottom left. This is going to create a new keyframe in frame 1 of layer 1. Okay. Please also note that we have layers here. Later, when we get more complex with timelines and stuff, we're going to be creating multiple layers, and we'll be naming those layers, etc. Then it says move up to frame 60 and click on that frame. Okay. This time we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to insert what's called a blank keyframe. Last time we just inserted a frame and it extended out from frame 1 up to frame 60 that green circle. We sort of basically made 60 frames that included those things. Okay. This time we're going to insert what's called a blank keyframe. This is going to be a keyframe that has nothing in it. This is important to the shape tween because it's going to allow us to define the sort of second point. If we're going from point A, which is a red circle, to point B, which we'll say, let's say it's going to be a green square, we need to sort of define that second part. So I'm going to go insert timeline blank keyframe. Okay. You'll note that we haven't created a motion tween or anything. We just have a gray area all the way up until frame 60 when it goes blank. The blank keyframe is indicated by this sort of blank, and it's a little easier to see. This is a keyframe that has something in it. This is a keyframe that doesn't have anything in it. Before I head forward, I want to sort of briefly talk about the timeline because we haven't touched upon that yet. If we go to Modify, Document, you're going to see your document settings, which are your stage size, and you're also going to see down here your frame rate. Your frame rate has to do with how many frames are in a second. It's going to default, and we're going to leave it for the most part at 24 frames per second. So at 60 frames, we're kind of, 2.5 seconds, or about 2.5 seconds. So note that in relation to when you start animating. One of the biggest mistakes that I see semester after semester is people animating stuff way too fast. Whether it's text, people doing stuff. You got a lot of room if you're at 24 frames a second. Think about where you're creating your tweens over how many frames in order to sort of get an idea how long X, Y, and Z is going to take. If someone's walking across a room and you animate that across 100 frames, that's going to take approximately 4 seconds. Okay, so keep that in mind. We're not going to do anything with these document settings. I just wanted to show you that frame rate. All right, back to our sort of list here. It says while on that blank keyframe, choose the rectangular tool. So I'm going to go back to that blank keyframe. I'm going to go to the rectangular tool. Okay. And it says draw a rectangle of a different color on that frame. So I'm going to make it sort of green, and I'm going to draw a rectangle. Okay, so right now I have, this is sort of a red circle all the way up to there, and then I have a green rectangle. What we're going to do at this point is insert a shape tween. Okay, a shape tween is going to take the information on the sort of frame 1 and look at the frame 60 and create the tween frames, in this case the shape tween frames, in between. It's going to alter color and it's going to alter shape. Okay, this is along with motion tween sort of one of the basics as it relates to these types of animations that Flash does. So choose step 11 says choose any frame in between frame 1 and 60. Okay. And then it says go to insert shape tween. Okay, and you'll see a green tween appear, and since I was sort of in the middle there, you can see as I pull this playhead, as we move forward, it defines both in color and in shape the difference between those two keyframes. Okay, this is the tween in between. Okay, it's important you do that in that order. In order to get a basic shape tween. So we're going to go File, Save As again. We have a little more time to test this one. I'm going to name this one my first name, my last name. And again, you are putting your name, not my name. Shape tween. Oops. .fla. Don't type in the .fla. You under here you should see the file format as Flash document, and it should add this .fla for you. Okay, so I'm going to hit save, and that's going in there, and let's test it. So I'm going to go to Test Movie, and I'm going to test it in Flash Professional, and there we go. You should note that Flash just wants to, what I always say, go, 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 and wants to sort of keep going and keep going. When you make a longer movie, that's fine. When we make these short ones, this is just sort of, again, a check, a test on whether you sort of understand these basic concepts. Later, we're going to get into stopping the movie, giving the viewer choices in terms of the movie, and creating what what the course is called in terms of that interactivity a little bit more. So this file, David Luke _shape tween.swif is the one we want to hand in. Again, do not hand in the FLA files, hand in the SWIFs, and they should be created in the same folder that you have the .fla files. This is it for the videos. Again, follow along on both the videos and the step-by-steps. Email me with any questions, and I look forward to seeing 2 SWIFs in the week 2 Dropbox. Again, you should be dropping these in the Dropbox before a week from today, Tuesday at 11:59 p.m. So you have approximately a week, a little more than a week, to get these done. That's it, and good luck.